G'day guys and welcome back to the channel for what is the round 3 review for Supercoach 2022. And it's an understatement to say that we had an absolute horror show of a week, scoring only 2,098. Not 2,100, 2,098. Really painful stuff, 44% for the week, which is completely underdone. I thought it was around par considering what actually happened, but yeah, not to be. Dropped 5.5k for the year in the top 5%, which, yeah, that just speaks for itself. Nothing really went right for me. Butchered the captaincy and the VC. I think many did. Lost rookie roulette, and I scored a 70 off a super pod. And that man is Aaron Hall. So this could have been a really good pick for the week. It would have got me out of trouble because low ownership means if he scores good, I'm going to go up in the ranks. If he doesn't, I'm not going to at all. That's the case. So had 25 disposals as he does, but in the sloppy, dewy conditions of Brisbane, a lot of clangers and turnovers, only 60% disposal efficiency, so that brought his score down a fair bit. So this was a really frustrating one for the week. I'm expecting him to respond off the back of what was 126 average coming into the round. So that's why I traded him in. And it backfired, so yeah, it is what it is. Jane Short, spectacular. This is what we want him for. No Hooley, I say it every week, but he's just going to continue to benefit. Played a great game. And Jack Crisp played midfield again. This is going to be a frustrating pick. It's going to happen week in, week out. You'll play halfback, you'll play midfield, and a lot of handballs as well. Could have scored a lot better, but times where he should have kicked it, he handballed. So that was quite frustrating. As a selection, he'll just be one that, I don't know, D5 or D6, whatever. Can't get rid of him now. Jordan Ridley kept the faith. I held him and he responded. He was on 80 at half time. But it was still frustrating because Redmond, Heppel and Hind were stealing a lot of his kickouts throughout the game. But playing out in the open G, it was just a perfect game for him and played a really good brand of footy. So this is why I picked Ridley, just for that consistency, and I hope he can keep that up. And yeah, he's got a high ceiling, and I thought Jake Kelly was really bad. So yeah, hopefully it doesn't affect him as much as I thought it would last week. So yeah, Ridley's fine, and yeah, he pleaded his case for this week. I'm definitely going to hold him now, no doubt about that. My favourite player, so that's a bonus. And George Hewitt is a keeper. Yeah, if you want him, go get him. It's not too late. I don't think 453k. So yeah, you're probably missing out a fair bit, but he's still, I think he's a lock and a keeper, so happy with that. McCartan over Hinge. Oh, this one hurt, didn't it? I mean, just me think a 60's fine for McCartan, but Hinge's role is so good. So he's playing a wing halfback role, had a lot of switch kicks, and just looks so comfortable. So with those injury-free shoulders, I think he'll be fine. So for now on, I think I field Hinge over McCartan. Just got a much better role and seems to be just very comfortable at the level, and he's definitely going very well. So yeah, Hinge on the field for me this week. That's a lesson that I learnt from round 3. In the midfield, VC McRae, I was told last week, and I did that, and it didn't work. He played wing and was terrible. So I still VC him this week because it's McRae, and he's bound to respond. And yeah, maybe VC McRae for Miller. Our two best midfielders in the comp, arguably, and they were both really disappointing. They're professionals, and I think they're going to respond. Took was double tagged by De Boer and Ash. I didn't see Ash coming at all. That was an interesting one, but Matty De Boer, yeah, I could have called that one. So last year, went 140, no De Boer in the team. The time before that, scored 80 with De Boer in the team. So yeah, the logic was clear, and I was never going to go with the Took captaincy this week because of that reason. I went for Neil against North Melbourne. He still got tagged himself. It's just so frustrating, isn't it? So yeah, won't happen every week. Doesn't play the Giants this year again, I don't think. Maybe he does. Could be wrong there. But yeah, should be a viable captaincy option throughout the duration of the season. So I'm happy with these two for now on. Just had one bad week. They'll respond. Lockie Neal was my captain. Yeah, super underdone. It just wasn't the week for it, was it? He's going to respond. He's got a high ceiling. We saw what he did last week against my boys. Cut them to shreds. So, yeah, pretty much scored half what he did in a week, which is interesting. And Paddy Cripps, unbelievable. I mean, 119. He was on track for 170 in the first half. Dropped off a little bit. Hawks found a bit of momentum. Nearly won the game. Lost a bit of possession. It was Paddy Cripps, but yeah, still a very good game from him. And Matty Rowell, just an inside bull, isn't he? I mean, lost his outside mojo, hence why he's not scoring the numbers he was at the start of 2020. Not hitting the scoreboard or anything like that, but yeah, laying a lot of tackles and just winning the hard ball. That's why we love him as a Supercoach pick. Probably won't be a keeper, but the perfect stepping stone in Supercoach this year. Horn Francis did as much as he could. Forgive him for that. They got blown away. The Kangaroos, over 100 points, which was just unbelievable. So he did enough, so that's fine. Dacos was super. He responded. And Ward, this was an interesting one. On 0 at quarter time, I thought, far out. Oh, this is going to be a massive spanner in the works. And then he goes ahead and has 13 touches in the second quarter, and he's on 38, I think, and then went missing after that, after half time, and only 54. I was expecting a response, but lacks a bit of consistency. Probably still a field option compared to what's going on the bench. Stevens, unlucky if you had him on field, and McDonald's fine on the bench. Long frustrated me. He would have been the perfect loophole with Rochelle and Martin like early in the first half, because Rochelle played obviously after Martin, so it had to be all over it. But said he was making his debut, and AFL Up lied to us this week, so that's pretty frustrating. Hopefully I can use him again this week. That'd be very nice. And the Rucks, well, Grundy was good. I suppose that's just whatever. I mean, everyone's got him. It doesn't really matter too much. But the big one was Jared Witts. I probably could have bought in English. Didn't have the money for it, and I wasn't really too keen on the pick. It's okay. 95's fine from Witts. It's about what I expect from him most weeks. That's around par. Going to make a lot of coin. I mean, he's already made 34k, so that's great for Witts. And if he can get close to what Gawn's probably going to drop at, I'll probably just do a sideways trade, and at least I bought Hall in the team for peanuts. So yeah, the value of a trade, I think you can do that. He's a very nice short-term option, and yeah, unlucky with Hayes as well. I mean, he's underdone. I was never going to have him at R2. That was a bit too risky for my liking. That's fine. And then Hugh Dixon scored 61, played a second ruck role with Nick Nat, who wasn't feeling up to it, was he? The time on ground for Nick Nat's always so low. So Dixon come on at times, and which was fine. We need him to make some cash. He might be a really nice loophole at some point, but I just can't see him not playing. I mean, West Coast need him at the moment. Dunkley, yeah, he was on track for a massive score. Wasn't to be. 129, you take that every week. And Butters, holy shit, that sucks, wasn't it? What happened to this pick? So, yeah, he came up last week and dominated, and yeah, this week not so much. I didn't see any of this game, so I'm not really sure what happened exactly, but high ownership and one that we just expect to respond next week. And Cornelio putting his hand up for a keeper, I think that's pretty straightforward by now. I think he could be F4 for the year. That's a big call, but I'm happy to hold him throughout the season. He's doing really good. Happy with what he's been doing. And Will Brodie, great from him. That's all I want. I think if you can get from anywhere between 70 and 100, I'll be pretty happy with that. With the price, I don't know how long I'll hold him for, but he's been fine. Cherry was solid, and Rochelle gave away a 50 and missed out on taking the kick that could have possibly won the game. And I reckon he would have kicked that as well. Credit to Dawson for doing so. But yeah, I think Rochelle's due. I might be forced to actually field him this week. I'll probably go long to Rochelle and then have Rochelle at M8. I feel more comfortable having Rochelle on than Ward. I feel like the scoring potential is just a little bit higher. Had a couple of down weeks. He's due, isn't he? He just needs to have a good game. Couldn't get anywhere near it in the showdown. And got really unlucky. Gave away some free kicks, and that 50 was the big one. And Nick Martin and Jack Hayes. So these are good rookies. Hayes almost on the chopping block, but I think he holds. But Martin has proved himself. Proved to me that he's a field option. So yeah, this will be the team going in to round 4. I don't want to change anything because I think all these players are going to respond. A lot of them will anyway, and I'm definitely due for a better score this week. And yeah, no trades. If there are going to be any trades, I'll I'll let people know on Twitter exactly what I'm doing. Follow me on there at Spiller's Supercoach, because that's where all of my trading decisions come from, and if you want to stay in the loop, get around it. But this is a side pretty underwhelming, but nonetheless, it's only early days, and I think we're due for a massive response. So I'll leave it there, guys. Really short and sharp for me today, but not a lot to talk about. Overall, quite disappointing. So I hope you had a much better week than I did, and congratulations if you did. But other than that, I'll see you guys in the next video.